Welcome in, brothers and sisters. Got the chat welcome in. I got my verbal welcome in. As you get in here, make sure you guys leave where you are currently so we can show some consolidation in this beautiful nation. All right, I think I'm going to have to do this number. Just to make sure I'm square, as you guys fill in here, everything is good up there. Check right there, check right here. All right, guys, let me know as you filter in not only where you're from, but is it coming through clear? Sound and audio, excuse me, video and audio. It looks pretty good on my side. I just want to make sure. There's a Florida man here. All right. Sweet. Graydon says yes. 10 by 10. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to let a few more people get in here. And I got another question on the audio quality. You guys from Texas, Alabama, Arizona. God, I love this. All right, that's actually important. Jerry, audio is quiet. Are the rest of you guys seeing quiet audio as well, or is that just Jerry? Sounds good. Wisconsin, New York, audio's good. Volume is low from a couple of you guys. All right, so it sounds kind of quiet for a few of you guys. Let's see here. I'm using a different audio device, so let me play with this a little bit. All right, that is there. I am just modifying the audio real quick. All right, how are we doing now, brothers and sisters? It's a little low, but okay. All right. Audio's good, sounds great. A little quiet. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more. I'm going to project my voice a little bit more. Sounds should be pretty good now that the mic's a little closer to my mouth. Volume is good. Sweet. Okay, so I just had to do some basic adjustments. I'm going to back you guys up a little bit to be in frame. Sweet. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so now I can catch up with you guys in the chat over here. Give me a second. Volume's good, 5x5, still good. That's what I'm talking about. Good, good, good. We got some Michigan. I saw some Arizona in there. Man, I saw it everywhere. Jersey, New Hampshire. I know who that is. Nice, I recognize that. Good in Wisconsin, Florida, South Carolina, Massachusetts, Tampa Bay. Nice. We are all coming in. So Minnesota, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, you guys got to come through. I know it, but you got to come through. Florida, Washington, Oklahoma, Montana, nice. Maryland, Missouri, Idaho. Man, I love where you guys all come in from across the nation. That is so cool. All right, sweet. Everything is going. Georgia, California, Idaho, Mississippi, Virginia. Man, that is a lot of the states representing. That's what I'm talking about. New York, you guys were a little bit of the news recently. Arizona, Kerry Lake has taken the lead. Just saying. North Los Angeles, whoo, you guys had a victory this week for, I believe it was just the legislation that failed. That was kind of fun. Back my hat up a little bit. Nevada, you guys are about to turn red. Feeling good about it. I'm liking what I'm seeing, people, across the board. Iowa representing, good stuff. Good, good, good. Okay, chat is good. Audio is good. 250 people right now. That's good. I'm going to give it a few more minutes till we get to a roughly 400, 500. Can we have a studio tour? I wish I could, but it is not clean right now. I've been working in this for a week, and I'm still figuring out the nuance of the workflow. All right, people loving the shirt. That's because you got class. I love it. Michigan, Pennsylvania, Florida. Good stuff. Your studio and man cave is awesome. I appreciate that. I worked for 6 months to build this thing. I am very proud, including this stuff right back here. This wall, I actually built that by hand. John Carr says, Legally Armed Americas just went live. Okay, cool. Seems like he's chosen 8 p.m. on Fridays as the right time as well. Is Wisconsin going red? I think Wisconsin's going to maintain red. But as you guys, I'm sure you're aware, we're absolutely hitting the gun politics, the 2A politics, the polling stuff, the analysis on the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to have a lot of that stuff going for you guys because quite honestly, I don't see that in our community enough, and I think you guys need the answers, and you need some of the analysis as well, so I think that's something that we need to bring here. All right, we got our first Super Chat, Lone Spanker for $3. Thank you so much, Mr. Lone Spanker. That's right. I gave you a mister. All right, so let's see what else I'm missing. We got some Virginia, California, nice studio, thank you. Southwestern, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, that's all stuff. Oh, Rhode Island, there's the first one. Good stuff. That's awesome. That is good stuff. Illinois, oh, Illinois, okay. Illinois, I've actually got a video in the pipeline that's going to come about. You guys actually make a big appearance. John, hey, love your work. You do a wonderful job. Thank you, John. I'm going through some changes and some evolution to make you guys have a better experience, and I hope it's paying off. So that's I'm really trying my hardest to make that happen. And this side, I've actually got the flag from the studio, the one that I came from on this side, and on this side I have the normal stuff. So pretty cool. All right, Kevin with the Super Chat. Thank you so much, Kevin. You guys making sure the Super Chats are working. I appreciate that. Albert, don't even worry about it, man. That's not the reason that this happens. All right. Let's see here. What I think of Biden's speech. I did a video on that this afternoon. It was next level, like Imperial Stormtrooper. That's what it was. And I went into a lot more detail in like an 8-minute video. But anyway. Thanks for your awesome updates or great updates. Thank you so much. New York, you guys are quite popular right now. All right. So question for you guys. Can you hear the air conditioner right now? Because I've got the air conditioner going, and I can do it without the air conditioner, but it's much nicer if it's on. Oh, man. So let me know if you guys can hear that. And we're going to wrap here pretty quick. Can't hear it. Nice. Pop can fix it with a $2 Super Chat. How did you like the Red speech last night? I didn't like it a whole lot. That is unprecedented, just from the content that he was saying. And that was kind of like the kickoff of the midterm election season. But the staging of that was extremely imperial. That was not a good vibe. It was very uncomfortable. Sweet. So you guys can't hear the air conditioner. That is awesome. Oh man, good stuff. Yeah. So my vibe on that was a terrible framing and imagery and iconography. That was horrible. If you don't have any understanding of basic history, then you would have no problem with that. But if you understand anything about history or any of the imagery from the 1930s, 40s, you would be extremely concerned by that imagery. And 5 Dimes says the Dems are going to lose big. That's one of the reasons that I'm putting forward the content that I'm doing on the weekends. Not only do I love the political side and the analysis of the polling and where everything's going, but I also really, really, really want our rights to grow and not continue down the road of the Red speech. It's kind of like the Game of Thrones Red Wedding. That was kind of like the equivalent. Love the shirt. You guys are giving the shirt to the love. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good stuff. All right. Oh, man. That's awesome. Thank you for your service, Albert. This is for you. Another super chat. Thank you, Lone Spanker. Yeah, so, John, I actually did a video on the rally in Wilkes-Barre as well. That was the creepiest thing about that, and I actually tried, fun fact on that, I actually tried to do a 45-minute response, like a live review to that speech, and it was so the speech was so bad that I didn't even air it because, I mean, I actually did it. I watched it for like the 5th time, and I was adding commentary to it, but it was so gross that I was just like, no one's going to watch this. This is just disgusting. Just saying. I've seen friendlier backdrops at a Marilyn Manson concert. Wow, that's crazy. 5 Dimes. I do not believe that is the case. No. Studio's looking good. Thank you so much. Where did I get that shirt? This is from... Nope, not that one. This was from Club Grunt Style. No, maybe I can see that. Let me go this way. That's from Club Grunt Style. That's the Grunt Style shirts. Pop can fix it with this super chat. Said he was just reminding us to vote red. That is right. Good stuff. All right, guys. So we're about at 330 people, which is amazing. I love that. I appreciate the likes. If you have any laying around, they help out tremendously. So send this stream out. Like it if you like it, and I appreciate it deeply. So per usual, what we're going to do on this live stream, it's an open Q&A. I want to make sure we're talking about the things that are important to you guys within the gun sphere, within the 2A political sphere, legislation, all those things. And if you guys run out of something to talk about, I've got my list of things right over here, so we will not have something short to talk about. And then we are going into the 9 p.m. show, which I'm going to give you a link for, which is all about the FPC delivering another blow and an injunction to the ATF and DOJ in Texas around 80% receivers. You guys do not want to miss that one. Phenomenal stuff. We had another real good win there. Mike Oatman, Colorado rebirth of 2A alive here. Yes, it is. Colorado is leading the charge. They are the front lines for sure. Frog Bucket, is there any way to fight the 80% ban? Yeah, watch the video right after this one. You're going to see what they're up to because there was a big win today. Actually, funny story. I was talking to Jared from Guns and Gadgets about that. We were both working on it at the exact same time when that first broke. And I had it edited and it was uploading and it's ready to be scheduled for 9 p.m. But I just happened to look at YouTube and he put a live stream out on it. And I was like, man, I really thought I was going to beat him out on that one. Texted him. We had a good time. It was great. Same team, but it's sometimes it's funny to see what we're doing. Oh, Jason Oni with a super chat. If this speech wasn't eye-opening for Americans on the fence, they may be lost forever. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing with that. First of all, I completely agree, right? But the other part to this that's really important is even when you're moving anything, like you're not going to get 100% of the population. There are certain people who are just followers. I mean, legitimately. Certain people will sit down and just get along to go along, and that's what they do. That's just their natural inclination. The nation was not founded by those people. The nation was not supported by those people at the founding. Those types of people are the followers. They're the ones that turn the cogs in the machine, the ones that actually drive freedom, and the ones that actually drive rights are the ones that actually activate around an uncomfortable position, because that's honestly where we're at. So, John Daughter with the super chat. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. People from New York coming in. Well, so, and that's interesting, Huey, because Huey says those people are sheep, referring to the followers. You know, it's interesting when you look at the personality distributions, right? Because if you had 100% of people who were all leaders, how many chefs are in the kitchen, right? It wouldn't work. If you had 50% that were leaders, it would be hard. But in order to work as a society, I mean, sometimes you need followers, to be honest. It's just which followers follow which leaders where you start to go. It's very similar to the argument of, do guns enact bad or do people enact bad? You know, it's like, well, it's obviously the person, but, you know, whatever. All right, just catching up. You guys are good. South Dakota checking in. Awesome. Yeah, that's true. At least he didn't send a mean tweet. That is absolutely true. I feel the exact same way, Lewis. Desecration at its highest level. Richard A. Most young people may not see the similarities between what was happening in the 30s. Yeah, so here's the important part about that, because you can't leave it up to the school system. You can't leave it up to just, well, they know. No, you have to show them. The only way to show them is, honestly, side by side. That's the only way you can do it, because if you look at the body language, at the posing, at the lighting, at the podium, if you look at all of that stuff and you juxtapose it against something that happened in the 30s and 40s in 3 different countries, it's pretty hard not to see it. Just saying. But you know what? That's why we're doing what we're doing, to spread the news and get more stuff out, which is why as the channel grows, we are making a difference. And I absolutely think we're making a difference. Greg Lawson, Biden thinks he's Billy Badass. Yeah, I would agree. I think he does. Hello from Alabama. Love your reporting. Thank you so much. All right, good stuff. So now that we're in here, it's about 3:75. We can get this bad boy going. What are you guys kind of feeling? Like, what did you like of the political moves for the 2A, the legislation? What did you think about it? Let me know if you have any questions over there in the chat, and we'll make that happen. But I mean, we're here for you up until about 8:45. 8:40 is when we wrap these up. So, Steven, his background was a little too overreach. I would completely agree. The backstage was the problem. No, it was the imagery. It was the iconography. That's exactly what it was. Oh, it's a good question, Jack. How does Kathy Hochul get away with not obeying the Supreme Court, the United States law on concealed carry? Because they're technically not getting away from it, right? They're technically saying, like, well, we're trying to abide by the Second Amendment and keep people safe. And that's obviously not what they're doing, but that's the game they play, right? So as it goes down the road, it just takes time, right? It's just like Novocaine. It just takes time. It always works. it will eventually get to the point where they're in contempt of court and they can't do it anymore. Just saying. Gerald, that's actually very astute. Whoever says you're doing bad things are usually the ones doing it. Very true. And if you look at our politics over the last 10 years, you're absolutely correct. Let's see here. Let me catch up on some of these chats. I love this country and our Constitution. And you're not alone, Tim. And that's the thing. So I'm gonna camp out on that for a second. Revco, I'll get you on that in 1 second. A lot more people in this country love this country than don't love this country. That's just the fact. That's the reality. I see it every day on my channel. I talk to everyday individuals. They may not understand and be taught all the different nuances of our freedom, but that's why channels like this exist. Yeah, sure, on one level, I'm giving you breaking news. I'm giving you analysis. I'm giving you legal analysis. I'm telling you what's happening on a trend-wise across the nation. But there's also elements that we're going to be incorporating that are getting people into the fold. Because one of the things that bothers me more than anything in the YouTube sphere of what we do is sometimes, not all the time, sometimes there tends to be this potential for people to stay in the negative and only say this is what they're doing to you, but never offer a solution to say here's how we can get back. Here's how we can get our rights back. Here's how we can move together. And that's a crucial, important part, at least from my perspective. You guys can let me know in the chat. But that's what I think. I think we need more of that, and I'm going to be bringing more of that on this channel, and I hope you guys like it. All right, Revco, what do you think about the new NYRPA suit? And now we have a special needs POTUS. My God, have mercy. Well, here's the thing, Revco. The new Bruin case. Okay, so awesome. They went with another one against Bruin. I would love to have a part deux, but it's important to understand that this is a long fight, right? This is not a short fight. This is incredibly important to understand that it's got to keep going through, and we will get there. We will absolutely get there. Oh, man. So let me catch up on a few of these. Sorry, guys. I try to catch up on these, and when I get on a tangent like I just did, I kind of forget about, well, I don't forget to catch up. Amen. Okay, Lewis says amen. JDAs, what's up? No AC, good stuff. Lance, we need more people like you and bring people around to the positive. We can make a change. You guys are setting it up perfect. You're exactly right, Lance, 100%. So, and actually, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to ask you guys, because you guys are kind of the core that show up a lot. Do you guys want me to do some brand new content that I've never seen in the YouTube sphere, that will be positive, will be affirming, and will be bringing people into the fold, as well as reinforcing current events with history, all in one thing? Because I think I have a really amazing idea for it, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. It would be different style. It would not be reporting. It would be much more in the line with like motivational. It'd be much more in the line with like motivational, informational, inspirational kind of stuff. But anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys think, because it's outside of my pocket. But a couple of those things, I think it would be good. Halo Master, I watch your channel almost every day. I love your content and share your sentiment and confidence with. Excuse me, I love your content and share your sentiment and confidence in the American people. Yeah, it's 100%. I have full faith in the American people, and that's one of the reasons that my channel earlier on was very different, right? When the Biden administration started, when all the HR 8 and 1446 came out, when all the gun control started and the media was full court press on everything, I was kind of the lone man out there, and I was like, no, guys, like this may not happen because of this reason, Objectively, I don't see how this happens, and I had faith in the American people. And then we called, we motivated, we rallied. Look at the polls. November is about to be amazing, and I honestly think that we need more. We need more of that, honestly. All right, need more volume. Timothy, I can start talking again. Sorry. Yes, go for it. Yes, positive. You're always positive for the information. I appreciate that, guys. Bring it on, bro. I love that. Do it. Let's see. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll throw a beta test out there, and I'll let you guys get a vibe for it, and you can tell me what you think. All right. Just stick to gun news. Okay, so that's one in the negative. Anyone to get motivated and involved is great. Yes, more content. If you mix it in with, yeah, I would mix it with 100%. It would be a supplementary. It would be like a on the weekend kind of thing. It would not be all the time. It would be a little splash whenever I was inspired. What's my opinion on the whole amnesty for pistol braces? Okay, that's actually a really good question, Montana. So here's my thoughts on that. You ever heard that phrase, beware the Greeks, especially when bearing gifts, or even when bearing gifts? That's my big concern, right? So if someone were to say, hey, you get amnesty for pistol braces and all of these different things, all you have to do is sign this form that says what it is and where it is, and you can have amnesty. I'm kind of like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. That's kind of my big concern right there. All right, so I'm still getting a few people that are saying turn the volume up. I'm not sure if that's from original, but just to do another audio check, are you guys hearing me okay, like right now, currently? I just want to make sure that we're all good. Aaron Bosch with a super chat. As a Vermonter whose 2A rights have been have been crapped on a ton since 2018, your reporting is vital to my sanity, and I salute you, sir. Thank you, Aaron. Any way that I can contribute to positive thoughts and positive sanity, I'm down. I'm down. Lincoln, I was just talking about I was talking about a hypothetical, like if you have amnesty for a pistol brace, that's the only reason I didn't like. I'm hesitant on it. That's all. All right, so the auto is still good stuff. If you guys are just now coming in, we are still sitting strong at around 500 concurrent viewers. Awesome stuff. Make sure you guys are hitting it. And some people are saying audio is a little low. Some people are saying it's fine. So I'm going to assume it's okay. Let's see, loud and clear. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's okay. When something is free, you're the product. That's funny. All right, good stuff. Ooh, that's a good question, Armory. Do you think having a nationwide concealed carry law would be good or bad? That's actually a really good question, because if you look at it from a federal perspective where you have one person controlling all of it, it could be seen as something that could be taken the reins of and be negative. I can see that point. But at the same time, I think it would also be a positive. What I think that, at least in my initial opinion, that's a good question. I think my initial thought on that would be a federal law that says a state has to have a constitutional carry of some capacity, and then the states decide it. That's probably the safest way to do that, because if you put it in an all-encompassing federal, you set the chance where someone could take the reins and manipulate it. Not all the time, but I'm just saying, like, without anything else, I would say that might be a good option. Rick, I watch your show every day. Alex, I do not believe that is the case. Alex Cowie, there have been a lot of moves that have gone on in the legislatures in the past year and a half, 2 years, that I do not believe that is going to be the case. That's just my personal opinion. Nationwide constitutional carry would best. Yeah, so now Frog Bucket is kind of talking about what I was just mentioning. It has to be worded and extremely strong and extremely concise, because it can't have any wiggle room like they do with any other law. It's like, well, yeah, we're not infringing upon the Second Amendment, but the bullets aren't the Second Amendment, that kind of thing. If you had a nationwide constitutional carry that was solid and rock solid and watertight, go team. But I have very little faith in our elected representatives to make something as good as the original founders had intended. Yeah, so Revco said the same thing. It's really easy to mess it up fast. Right, that's exactly right. Tom says we've already got nationwide concealed carry. It's called the Second Amendment. I think they're talking about, Tom, more so of enshrining it more succinctly in an additional bill that would buttress the Second Amendment in that regard. So they would basically cut off their crap. I think that's what they're referring to. All right, let me catch a. What are my thoughts on the New York State battle timeline? I bet you'll have. I would expect a year to 2 years before you would really see the full outcome of that, just because it has to work through the systems. That's my personal belief. And then they're also going to probably do the same thing in California. So when they do that in California, that you're probably looking at the exact same thing. Sound is good, awesome, reciprocity, not a license. Right, so that's kind of where I was going, Florida Sheepdog. I would say have every state at least go into reciprocity. I think that's important. But that's just my perspective on it. John, what happens to H.R. 1808 if Dems take the Senate more than 50-50 split in November? So they would have to pass it all again. And that wouldn't be hard. Well, if they lost the House, it'd be more difficult. If they had 50-50, if they got more Dems in the Senate, I bet you, depending on how many they would get, they would probably try it. But again, you're not even taking into consideration that all 50 senators for the Democrats are solid locks for HR 1808, an assault weapons ban. And on top of that, even if you get that assault weapons ban in the door, I'm not exactly sure that that's going to stand up to the Second Amendment through Bruin, through Heller. I mean, there's lots of reasons that would fall. That's one of the reasons that I hit common use so much, is because it's not exactly going to be as simple as they ban ARs and they're gone. It's a much more complicated process. Anyway, that's my personal thing on that. Just catch up on a few of these chats over here. If they make it federal, there's a list for everyone. That's a very good point, Mo Prepper. That's one of the reasons that federal kind of is that's a little bit. What will it take? That's a good question, Connor. What will it take for 18 to 20-year-olds to get their rights to pistols and pistol ammo back? There's actually multiple lawsuits that are going through right now that are actually making that happen. You've got one in Florida, you got one in Texas, and you got one in Virginia. All three of them have sided with 18 to 20-year-olds. And the one in Virginia was particularly strong from last year, where they were talking about not making a select group of people a second-class citizen. That was a very big piece as well. So those three, it's going to work up the system. It's going to continue going. The big problem with that is, and this is one of the downsides to those types of lawsuits, a lot of the time you need to have standing to say that you've been inflicted upon in the court cases. And if you are 18 and you start a lawsuit, if that court case goes to the age where you're 21, then the court says, well, it doesn't affect you anymore, so we're going to drop the case. But if you get it done before you're 21, then it would actually have standing. So that's the challenge of those court cases, because there's a timeline attached to it. All right, let me catch up a few more of these over here. Alaska House seat flipped red to blue. Yes, Alaska House seat did flip red to blue. That is something that I believe, because they changed their voting system, I don't think that was a referendum on any of the Democratic platforms. Let's see here. When a bill is defeated, why are they continuously allowed to come back and challenge again and again? Well, if a bill is defeated, they just sponsor another bill. I mean, that's as simple as that one is. Let's see here. Some of these I can't say out loud, but I like reading them. Have a good night later, Lincoln. All right. What about the credit card flag? I don't know what that's in reference to. Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. Ice cold. That's actually a very good question. So one of the things in here, guys, Ice cold consistently is asking about the Mexico lawsuit and how there's not a lot of info on it. It's been so quiet. It has been very, very quiet, because I've done 2 or 3 videos on the Mexican lawsuit that's in federal court, and I haven't heard anything since. The last that I heard about that lawsuit was when Mexico was suing the U.S., and the amicus briefs came in from the left-leaning DAs to support that. I haven't seen anything like that since, and I mean, honestly, it's probably quiet for a reason. Paul says, yes, Alaska did change the voting system. That is true. Just catching up. All right, so you guys, the chats are slowing down a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit a few of the things, get the conversation spiked a little bit, and then we will be good to go. If you are new to the live stream tonight, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, we are sitting with 535 of your closest Patriot friends. We are going to keep doing this till around 8:45, and then we're going to go to the 9 p.m. slot, which the video is already uploaded. I'll drop the link in a moment, and this one is all about the DOJ and the ATF taking an L in Texas today around the 80% receivers. We're going to fade right into that, but for right this second, let's go back on some of my favorite topics from this week, see if we can get you guys going a little bit. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay, so gun controllers pressuring credit card companies to flag firearms and ammo purchases. That's actually, I think that's what that person was talking about. So understand, that was not something that was a law or anything of that nature. That was literally credit card companies being pressured by Giffords.org and Guns Down America, right? So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. So that was a pressure campaign. That wasn't anything official. That was just, honestly, that was just bullying in the public square through Twitter. Now, where that got interesting is that factored into something different a little bit later this week. So the first thing was Giffords.org and, like I said, Guns Down America started to do those pressure campaigns. And then very shortly after that, About 2 days after that, House Democrats send letter to payment plan provider for firearms, and payment plans are bad. Now, the interesting thing about this, and this is incredibly important for you guys to understand, when the House Dems sent that letter to the, I can't remember the name. It was a Montana or Wyoming. It was one of those two. They basically did payment plans for firearm purchases, right? And so they said you're giving firearms and allowing firearms of a 51% increase in sales when you do payment plans. And most people taking advantage of that are minorities and women and all this stuff. And they were actually saying it like it was a bad thing, although, in my personal opinion, that was kind of hurting the exact same people that they were using as a scapegoat or an excuse. But I thought it was interesting that first we did gun controllers, then a day and a half later we got a letter to pay-as-you-go processors in the firearms industry. Cordova, yes. Excellent, Octavian. Good job. Cordova, that's exactly what it is. And Herb says, don't forget to smash that like button. That's right. I got a bunch of hype men in the audience, and I love it. We're hype ladies. I don't don't oppose. Oh, man. Let's see. That says Texas made. How's the Texas made suppressor deal going? So that one is still working its way through. I personally haven't gone through and dove too deep in a follow-up. I know there are a lot of armed attorneys and the legal scholar or the armed scholar. A lot of them were doing things on that. I need to brush up on that, but there was no developments this week. All right, we got a super chat from Jason Oni. In my opinion, with the Bruin ruling, national reciprocity will be easier to pass than national constitutional carry. Constitutional carry will never happen in Massachusetts, New York, California, New Jersey. So that's a very interesting point, right? So those 4 states, it's going to be hard to get constitutional carry. I would agree reciprocity would be a quicker way to be safe in those areas. But I wouldn't say never, because you're going into a political atmosphere right now where things very seriously could switch. I mean, New Jersey almost had a red governor last year, and that's extremely uncommon. And that was like a no-name. And Virginia did flip as well, so remember that. Oh, nice, SWAC fan with the V for Vendetta reference. Remember, vote red in November. I like that. I like that a lot. I might put that on some of my episodes. Florida, here I come. Chazzy's leaving New York. All right, Rebel, update on ATF door-to-door activities. I personally do not have any. I'll be honest with you. That's not my bread and butter is not on the ATF's door-to-door activities because there's so many things that go into that. And also, I can never fully know the entire story of what's happening on whatever clip I'm looking at. So I will typically err on the side of caution only because I can't verify it a lot of the time. And I know there's lots of other channels that will dive right on that really quickly. So for me, I want to bring you stuff to you guys that you can actually use in conversations and turn the government, or not the government, turn the conversations when you're talking to anti-gun people. And I need to give you the best information possible. So if something's in question, I try to stay the best away from it as I possibly can. That's at least my opinion. Make it a shirt. Remember, vote red in November. I love that. That's good. That's good stuff. I don't know about a shirt, but you know what? You know what? That might be a shirt. We'll see what happens. Let me make sure. Who put that in there? There we go. SWAC fan, is that okay if I make that a shirt? I hope it is, because I could make that work in October. That'd be kind of cool, actually. That'd be awesome. All right, so let's get into the next things I wanted to talk about, kind of a rehash here. Who's following the Judge Benitez new court documents that are shredding AWBs in California? Are any of you guys following that? Because that is something that is incredible. Just saying. All right. Just catching up with everything. It's cool with me. I have plenty. Good job, SWAC. All right, Ghost and Doomerville. Hi, Braden. How are you, sir? I'm loving the new studio. I hope you and your family are having a wonderful day. We're having as good of a day as we can get. We are in America, and we are blessed as such. Cordova will not allow Indiana to use its services here. It's hilarious. All right. Texas Root says, thanks to you, Jared, an armed scholar. I appreciate that, Texas. I appreciate that. Every time we get together at events, it's always fun. If you guys are ever at an event like an NRA show or SHOT Show or any of the events that we all go to, like the bigger ones in the industry, we're all three of us, Jared, Anthony, and myself, are always hanging out. It's like the three amigos. All right, Benitez needs to be appointed to SCOTUS in the future. I love that. Oh, that's a Kevin, you're bringing out the the spicy questions. Who do you think would be the best rep confident? I don't know what that means, but I think that was the confident representative for instead of Trump. I think that was the question. I think the runner-up is unquestionably DeSantis. Honestly, I think that is an unquestionable. Dopey says that dude gets the free shirt for the idea. I like it, Dopey. I'll do it. I will have some apple juice later, but I've got to make tomorrow's video tonight, so I can't do that tonight. I got to make sure I'm sharp for you guys. Coming in late, starting from the top. Welcome in, welcome in. I want some apple juice. Love it. Kevin seems to agree. Ooh, Andrew, that's a very good question. So if your thoughts are that the New York State battle will take a year or two, or your thoughts there may be a stay in the interim. It depends on who brings the case, depends on where it goes, and depends who's actually fighting it and which judge they're seeing. So it's going to go to the Second Circuit Court. They even the judge in the case, I believe his name was Sotheby. Yeah, Sotheby, said it's going to go to the Second Circuit. So I can absolutely see an injunction taking effect on it immediately should the Second Circuit take it up. It's just a matter of when, and if that doesn't happen, then you're talking about the SCOTUS again, and that would just be whew. Steven says Hillary 2024. It hurts. I don't think I could handle that. You know, actually, Trump versus Hillary or Trump versus Biden, I don't know what would be worse. I don't even know. They'd be so bad. They'd be so bad. All right, so Connor asked, any updates on forced reset triggers? That's a good question. Yes, there's lots of legislative back and forth going on. That was a story between a few of the YouTube channels this week or last week. Can't remember. They're still in litigation with other companies. I'm not going to do a video on it until the litigation actually comes out and we can actually see what occurs because everything is pending, everything is developing, and like I said, I want to give you guys great information. So I don't really have anything concrete that I could give you. Jerry says, what is adult apple juice? Anybody in the chat remember what adult apple juice is that can tell Jerry what adult apple juice is? It'd be the Three Stooges. Yeah, we do kind of have that vibe. Let's see. Okay, Halo. I've been curious about the lawsuit in Texas against the ATF. Would the Anti-Injunction Act keep the NFA in place in regard to suppressors? I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer to the question. Yeah, Drayson knows. It is exactly what it is. So does Kevin Klim. Yeah, Nick, we can do an update on Bill H.R. 1808. That is the assault weapons ban that they passed in the House before they went on their month-long vacation. There's nothing going on with that bill. Like, so one of the things that we've been talking about for a while, since they initiated that in the House, first video I did on it, I flat out told you guys that, or at least my opinion was, this was to solicit votes. It never got picked up in the Senate, just like H.R. 8 and 1446. I highly doubt that we're going to be looking at a bill being passed before election, so a month before an election. That never happens. And then, you know, they didn't have the votes in the Senate to begin with. They weren't getting over the filibuster for a full-on assault weapons ban. And when they passed the red flag legislation from the Republicans, they even said in that, we don't have the votes for an AR ban. Chris Murphy actually said that. So one of the reasons that I had that posture of I'm not going to spend so much time on that is because it's a distraction, is because in my opinion it was a distraction. It still is a distraction in my opinion. Now, does that mean that something couldn't happen in the world change? No, it doesn't mean it can't change. But as things stand right now, they're not going to push on that because they don't have the votes for it. They don't even have the votes to get it out of committee. And that's one of the things that I wanted to really drive home to you guys, because I want you guys to be active on things that I think you need, like I think are important and that have a chance to actually action. But I don't want you guys to waste energy on things that don't have an outcome because it never started, if that makes sense, right? Like I'm trying to, I try my best not to get you guys hyped up for something if it's not worth being hyped over immediately. but that's just my own personal opinion. All right, we got another super chat from RTK. Asked my buddy, 12-year USMC vet, why the Marines had their hands in front last night. He couldn't answer. Anyone know what he means? Stay safe, everybody. I honestly don't know. I don't know if that was just at attention or it was. I honestly don't know. I was never in the Marines, so I don't have the answer for that. Drayson says a lot of backroom closed-door deals are in the works for 1808. They could absolutely be going on like that. That does not change the outcome for where they're currently at. I mean, you would have to pick off 10 Republican senators, and you would have to pick off a few Democratic senators, which I honestly, I don't think that is going to happen. But that's just my own personal opinion. What do you think about Paul Pelosi getting off with a slap on the wrist for his DWI collision? I think that's par for the course. That doesn't surprise me at all. Let's see here. Catching up on a few of these things. That's an interesting one. Like every gun owner stand together and win. Oh, actually, Dopey, I'm curiosity. Red flag laws and red wings are the same things. I don't think so. I don't think so. Tactical Squirrel, it's going great. On the assault weapons ban. Okay, there we go. Lewis says, on the assault weapons ban, I thought that Biden was talking behind closed doors with senators and that the Senate could be called back in session early. They absolutely can. They 100% can be called back into session early, and I'm sure Biden is talking behind the scenes. But keep in mind, again, what he said in the campaign stop in, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. He openly said, we need to ban ARs. I have high resolve. I'm not giving up on that, but I need more senators. I mean, you just read what he's saying, and that's exactly what they're saying. And that's why he was talking with Fetterman's crowd, because Fetterman would do it. So that's important. Yeah, and if it passed, it'd be sued and SCOTUS. That's absolutely right, Dickie. All right. Don't underestimate the digital control. Nick, I think that's a long way off. Let's see here. Antonio Adams, I thank you, Langley Outdoors Academy, for all the updates, and I'll see you later tonight. Vote for red, big red. Remember, vote red in November, baby. I love that so much. That's awesome. All right, so what we're going to do right now is I am going to make the video possible for our premiere tonight at 9 p.m., because that is what we do. I see you, Jason. I'll get that super chat in 1 second. So we are doing that. I'm going to set up the premiere. I'm going to put the cinematic, because I know how much you guys like that one. I'm going to save it. Boom, and it is scheduled, my brothers and sisters. All right. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to bounce over there. There is the link for the video tonight. You guys need to see this video. This video is that hotness. All right, I got 2 super chats I got to catch up with. Adult apple juice with 1 ounce addition of fine Russian cream beverage is an amazing. Okay, just sounds pretty good. Jason Oni, we have to get out and vote. If the Dems somehow pick up 2 Senate seats, they will nuke the filibuster and they will carte blanche to pass anything they want for 2 years. Jason, you are correct. Absolutely correct. Remember, vote red in November. I love that, baby. I'm going to have to make that a shirt. I really am. That's delicious. All right, we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Adele. Wouldn't it be cool if that was really like the real Adele? Oh, man. Oh, guys, you guys make my Friday nights so much more fun than they are sometimes. It's fun to chat with you guys. You guys still love the live chats, right? Making sure you guys are still there for them. Kevin Keem, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate that. Thanks, brother, for the live. Keep up the great work. Greg, I love it. Make sure you check out this bad boy right here, because that's going to be a good one. Steven is on board. Life's on board. Love it. I love it. This is good stuff. All right, we got another super chat from Jay Ritzy. Leaving the Navy after 15 years next month. Well, thank you for your service, sir. New NAVC, they, them training video being pushed on us. I'm done. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. I appreciate it, Jay. I appreciate the super chat. I'll be honest, we have been in similar scenarios before, and we're going to fight our way out the same way we have before. So, just saying. Gwen, this is an awesome background, better than the dark one you had. Thank you so much. Let's see. Catching up on a few of these. Woodford Reserve. Okay, Swag fan, that's what's up. It's good stuff. Love it, but usually putting kids to bed. Hey, that's okay. That's why we got replays. All right. Good stuff. You guys were a great audience tonight. I love that. Just so you guys know, I got about 528 of you, 530 of you still chilling here with me. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to cut the stream and we're going to bounce over to the new video. The new video tonight is launching at 9 p.m. This one is all about the DOJ and ATF getting smacked around with their frame and receiver rule. This is a big deal. This one has the potential to go national and it could be the silver bullet. So that is incredible. All right, Chazzy, we need t-shirts, Braden. I'm going to be honest. I might actually do that t-shirt. I might call my t-shirt partner tomorrow, and well, I'll have to wait Monday. I'll call him on Monday and I'll be like, this needs to happen. No, you don't understand. SWAC wants it. Who's SWAC? Don't worry about it. That'd be incredible. Pennsylvania in trouble. No idea about running a campaign. I think, Hadley, I think you are correct. I also think that something else is coming in Pennsylvania. I think that you're going to see a big switch pretty soon. The polls have already closed by almost 50% from the lead. The lead went from 10 to 5 just in the last week, and I think Biden's little, imperial march last night kind of sealed the deal as well. That's my own personal favorite thing. Oh, man. Tom, YouTube does. Andrew, so do you think when the dust settles in New York State, do you think our Second Amendment rights will end up being stronger? I do. I do indeed. Right now you're just seeing the temper tantrums of a political party used to having control that doesn't have it. Dinner's ready. Keep fighting the good fight. Hey, thank you, Corey. Enjoy dinner. New Friday night routine. Loving it. Oh, dude, hunting. I'm excited about hunting this year, too. Swag has plenty of ideas. I love it. Okay, fine, Kevin. Tuesday. You know what? I'll send him an email tonight. How about that? You guys are awesome. Oh, man. Dr. Oz needs Oprah. Oh, Dr. Oz. Oh, man. That's hilarious. All right. Let me catch up a few more of these. And then I'm going to bounce out of there because it's around 8:45. Will Dr. Oz win Pennsylvania? That is a good question. I think this is only my opinion, right? I'm going to do more videos on this. All the weekends going forward into the midterms are going to be politically angled for that purpose because our Second Amendment rights are tied directly into it. But I think that he's going to win. I think he's going to win by a small margin. I think he's going to eke by the skin of his teeth. It's not what I'd like to see, but I think he's going to inch by. I think J.D. Vance is going to win. I think Walker is going to inch by in Georgia. I think Nevada is going to flip, and I think Arizona is also going to flip. That's my personal opinion. And Wisconsin, I think, is going to be a maintain. Oh, man. All right, let me catch here. Here is the link, guys, because we're going to shut the stream down in a few minutes. That's okay, Code Man. Oz, yes, he'll win by 2 points. Okay, Paul, I see you. I like that. Yeah, I think we're about to see some pretty sweet stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna wipe down the wipe down. That's not the right word. I'm gonna shut down the live stream here. Make sure you hit this link I just put in the chat so you can get over there. I'll be in the premiere with you guys. I'll be chatting. I'll be watching because I really want you guys to see this one because this one is a big deal. This is massive. So what I'm going to do now, Herschel, I think, will win. Woodsman, thank you so much for the super chat. What is a two-way friendly state with good schools to move to? We're getting out of the progressive hellscape of Washington State. I would have said Georgia about 2 years ago, but that's kind of gone downhill. You got Tennessee, majority of Texas. Florida's pretty good. Missouri's really strong. Kansas, like those cities, those states in the middle are really strong. But anyway. Texas does have good schools, though. All right, so guys, I enjoyed this so much. I love spending Friday with you guys. Hit that link right over there. And then we are going to jump straight in there. I'm going to have a little chat over there. We're going to watch that stream because I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. All right, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in that premiere. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you for stopping by, guys. I'll see you later.